It's out with the old and in with the new here at Albert Park as we usher in what we hope will be a triumphant new era of Formula One racing. For our drivers, though, it's very much business as usual as they look to be first across that line and get their championship off to a winning start. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, all closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy racing surface with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake, but a couple of good passing opportunities as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into Turn 1 and Turn 3. Today's race, of course, not simply the start of a new season, but the start of a new kind of Formula One. Anthony Davidson, great to have you with us once again. This is a big moment for the sport, big changes to the technical regulations, the potential perhaps to give us the biggest shake-up since 2014. Very different cars visually and, fingers crossed, much faster as well.
Good thing then that combined these teams put in just a shade over 13,000 kilometres on the clock during testing. The cornering speed of these new machines is absolutely unbelievable. How many lap records are still held by Michael Schumacher from 2004? Well, on the right day, on the right tyres, we might just be threatening them this year. Wider tyres, wider cars, more downforce. I have to say they look great, and the qualifying spectacle is undebatable. Now the big question remains, can they follow? Can they race? Or have these new rules gone too far?
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. It's Ferrari in pole position then, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Hamilton, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Ocon, Kvyat, Massa and Kevin Magnussen. Sainz, Perez, Nico Hülkenberg and Stroll, Grosjean, Palmer, Fernando Alonso and Stoffel van Dorn, Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Try to cover the inside line off the start. Let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
going into 2017 season, Lewis Hamilton held 63 pole positions, bested only by Senna at 65 poles and Schumacher at 68. I'm sure Max Verstappen will be hoping for wet weather today. Certainly because he overtakes the Red Bull driver Sunday. Rookie Lance Stroll managed himself to lead the Williams and spot off the switch today.
Switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A? There's a lot of damage. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. down on fuel. At least before you start feeling too many tyre issues. They seem in good condition for the time being. You're leading the pack, P1. The gap behind us is 12.6 seconds. They're on old super softs. Your pit window opens next lap. 11 laps to go. One stop to go. One stop left in this strategy. Your pit window is open. Pit window is open. Exit now. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. Sebastian is in the pits. The gap to the car behind is 6.5 seconds. You are in first position, front of the pack. Okay, at the current pace and fuel settings, we won't have enough fuel for the end of the race. Consider lowering the fuel mix. Bottas behind. Our gap behind is 8.2 seconds. They're on old super softs. We think they've got one more stop. They seem to have an issue. The time last lap was a 1:33.3. Teammate is 22.3 seconds. is 23.2 seconds. They're on old Ultra Softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 4 laps remaining. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1. Okay, distance to teammate 22.9 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. There's been a lead change at the top of the championship after a superb performance. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Sergio Perez. That was a commanding performance today, very impressive indeed.
On to the constructors then. Ferrari moved to the top of the table.
Is this the one?
Indeed it is. And this is Jonathan. He's going to let you drive some of his cars.
Well, not quite my cars, per se. It's a mere detail. You know, I'd really rather be down there racing them myself, to be honest. I'm actually quite handy behind the wheel, but it's the downforce, those lateral Gs, you know? The old neck can't really handle it. So I need a pro. And that's where you come in. We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good and, most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. I'll see you at the track.
Now, I'd just like to step into my office. I'd like to go over those contract revisions we discussed on the phone.
Hello again, and thank you for joining us today for one of the few events this year that won't have a critical impact on the World Championship. So maybe we can all relax just a little bit more and enjoy the action from this wonderful field of historic cars.
devices because of a penalty.
Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.